A bombshell ruling on separatism. A judge rules against a pro-separation petition. Getting our hands dirty.
We've got many new gardeners this year.
The high cost of groceries leads to new interest in gardening. And learning to read.
That really engages them and helps them to learn to read.
The charitable group that is helping kids with Down syndrome.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. We begin with breaking news. A judge has quashed the Alberta Separatist petition following legal challenges launched by several Alberta First Nations. The Premier calls the ruling anti-democratic. Tyler Barrow joins us with the details. So Tyler, what was the judge's reasoning for halting the Separatist petition?
Ian, in her ruling, Justice Shayna Leonard of the Court of King's Bench said the provincial government failed in its duty to consult with First Nations. The case was launched by Athabasca Chipewyan First Nation, as well as the Blood Tribe, Piikani Nation, and Siksika Nation. The judge says when the referendum process began, there was duty for consultation with First Nations. By not doing so, the Chief Electoral Officer should never have approved the petition, as separation would violate treaty rights. The Premier says the ruling denies the voices of hundreds of thousands of Albertans who signed the Separatist petition.
Well, although our government does support Alberta remaining in Canada, we think that today's decision by the court will deny opportunity to well over 300,000 Albertans to have their petition verified by Elections Alberta. We think that this decision is incorrect in law and anti-democratic, and we will be appealing it.
The lawyer for Stay Free Alberta, Jeffrey Rath, says he'll be filing an appeal and claims the decision violates principles of natural justice and contains numerous errors of law. Ian?
Thank you, Tyler. Meanwhile, Elections Alberta says the Centurion Project may not have shared its full list of people who accessed its database, as ordered by a judge. The Separatist group is accused of illegally using Alberta's voter list. One of the group's leaders, David Parker, is not cooperating with the investigation into the breach. His lawyer says Elections Alberta has no right to demand a sworn statement from Parker during the investigation, calling it an unconstitutional trap. Elections Alberta says it's seeking all legal options to have Parker comply with the cease and desist letter.
We will pursue those as quickly as possible. This is a really important and critical matter, and we understand how important it is for Albertans to have it dealt with swiftly.
The agency is seeking recourse with possible fines of up to $100,000 and up to 1 year in jail for anyone caught in violation. The breach leaked the names and addresses of nearly 3 million Albertans. A pipeline to the West Coast is increasingly likely as the federal and Alberta governments look set to finalize their memorandum of understanding this week. Sources tell CTV News Ottawa and Alberta will announce on Friday they've reached an agreement on industrial carbon pricing. It reportedly hinges on a $130 a ton price being implemented by 2040. The cost was originally supposed to rise to $170 a ton by 2030. Agreeing on a lessened polluters penalty will further the MOU and make the province's pipeline push more realistic.
We've been engaging in a very detailed way with all of the leadership along that pathway, and at some future point when the project is submitted for consideration in June, then the formal consultation process begins.
And sources say Prime Minister Mark Carney will be in Calgary on Friday to announce the plan. Calgary police continue a crackdown on crime and disorder by having officers hit problem spots through South Calgary. Police expanded their Operation Order initiative to include patrols downtown, in the East Village, near Chinook Centre, and in Forest Lawn. Officers are trying to connect people with proper social supports. They're also on the lookout for bylaw infractions and crime. Today marked the third effort of Operation Order, following sweeps in November and February.
We are here and we will be back to continue to protect and serve this city. Social disorder and criminal behavior will not define this city. We will do our job with our partners to keep this city safe.
Today, officers issued 20 court summons, 8 warrants, and 16 referrals to social support agencies. Grade 12 students from across the city attended a police academy at Heritage Park today. They wore police uniforms and learned all about the realities of frontline policing. They saw demonstrations on everything from traffic collision reconstruction to robberies. The experience gives them a taste of policing if they are considering it as a career.
I think this is a great exposure for those that are curious or interested to see what we do on a daily basis. It's a great opportunity for them to walk a mile in our shoes. They get paired up with an officer coach mentor, and they get to try a bunch of typical scenarios that us frontline officers will see in a day. And I think it gives them a new appreciation for the role that we do.
The scenarios on display emphasize communication, problem solving, conflict resolution, and decision-making skills. As Calgary gardeners start their planting, the city is reminding residents about the new schedule for watering your lawns and gardens with a sprinkler.
And what this does is helps us balance out that demand. So we're not putting extra pressure on our pipes, our plants, or our pumps because people are taking turns watering.
The schedule is all based on your address. Odd-numbered addresses can use sprinklers or automatic irrigation on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Even-numbered addresses can water on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. These restrictions do not include hand watering your gardens or filling your pool. There is a growing trend to try to cut down on food prices by gardening. Alicia Fieldberg joins us from the Cliff Bungalow Community Garden. And Alicia, demand for plots and planting supplies seems to be up.
Ian, one garden center says seed sales are strong this year and more people seem to be digging into the hobby. Many of those people say that it is because of food prices and they're hoping to cut down grocery bills. Families are expected to spend nearly $1,000 more on groceries this year, according to Canada's food price report. And rising fuel surcharges to transport food could drive prices up further. Starting costs for gardening can add up. So when gardening to save money, start small, choose what grows well in your area, and plant what you'll actually eat, especially high-yield crops like tomatoes, greens, and zucchini.
We've got many new gardeners this year, and they're all coming because, one, they want to learn self-sustainability with food. Food security is important, and the quality of the food is even more important.
Now, some gardeners say that they can save hundreds of dollars a year by growing veggies, fruits, and herbs. And they say to cut costs even further, you can look at using some supplies that are available through some community gardens, or even working at a communal garden where you all work together to grow things and then harvest it. And I'll have more details on that at 6. Ian?
Sounds great. Thanks very much, Alicia. And Danielle, I'm sure lots of people will be in the garden this weekend. But before they get there, they'll have some fresh rain.
Yeah, fresh rain. On the weekend, though, it looks like we may even see a rain, wet, snow mix in the overnight hours on Saturday night. I know. It's May long weekend, kind of the way it goes. All right, so first, let's start off with system number 1, which is arriving within these next couple of hours. We're sitting at 23 right now. The clouds that have moved in today, that's ahead of the system that's on the way tonight. And the gusts certainly picked up today. It was a windy day, as we talked about. Here is a look at the system. Right now, the rain is mainly to the east of Calgary. It's Brooks over to Medicine Hat. We will see some of this rain tonight. We're looking at picking up anywhere from 3 to 5 millimeters in the city. Now, for Calgary, the rainfall is mainly later this evening throughout the overnight hours and clearing out before 7:30 in the morning tomorrow. So nice to have the rainfall while we're sleeping, and then things clear out for tomorrow afternoon, but it will still be on the windy side. Gusts up to 70 kilometers per hour possible tomorrow afternoon. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. More funding today for teachers in Alberta classrooms still to come. How many additional teachers will end up in Calgary schools this fall? And a serious bus crash in northern Alberta involving oil and gas workers on their way to a job site. Also, if you have a news tip, text us at 10400. Some workers damaged a large gas line this morning along Barlow Trail near 114th Avenue. ATCO Gas arrived at the scene to isolate the line. Firefighters checked neighboring buildings to see if any gas had accumulated. The HVAC system for a hotel and a casino was shut off to avoid drawing any gas into the building. 4 people are in critical condition after a bus crashed this morning on a northern Alberta highway. RCMP say the bus was carrying oil and gas workers to Grand Prairie when it veered off the road and into a ditch near Beaver Lodge. 17 people were on board at the time. Paramedics say 4 had life-threatening injuries. 2 were airlifted to the Grand Prairie Regional Hospital. Police continue to investigate the cause of the crash. The province says the wildfire burning near Whitecourt is now considered held. That means it's not expected to grow beyond its current size. Alberta Wildfire says 1 house has been destroyed. More than 420 people are waiting for the danger to pass before they can return to their homes. The county says crews are also developing a phased re-entry plan that will likely happen over several days. Cloud cover, cooler temperatures, and humidity are helping with the firefight. Calgary crews battled a grass fire in the Nose Creek area last night. It happened around 6:30 along Country Hills Boulevard near some train tracks. Officials say about 4 acres of grass burned. It is indeed really dry out there, but I don't think people want a lot of precipitation on the long weekend.
Right. It would be great if it just rained for the next few days and then sunny and warm for long weekend. That's not at all our story.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. So, as I say with this forecast, it's best to keep your hopes high, but your expectations low. Pretty low. Okay, Skywatch weather camera. The clouds have moved into the city. Rain is on the way soon. 23 degrees was the high. So, this is a look at highs today. First, we'll start with that. Now, today, as we talked about, yes, we still held out onto the warmth, but the conditions were not as nice as yesterday. We had windy conditions today and a lot more cloud cover. But 23 was the high in Calgary. 30 was the high in Medicine Hat. Fast forward to where we're sitting right now, still at 23 in the city. Medicine Hat down to 24. Overall, these are temperatures well above normal, and we can say goodbye to any sort of 20s for the rest of this week because our temperatures are going to start to plummet dramatically. 44 kilometers per hour is the max gust in Calgary today. We're going to accelerate that to 70 late tonight and through tomorrow. Lethbridge got close to 90 and Medicine Hat over 70 today. And there are warnings and statements in place, mainly Medicine Hat, Brooks, over to Strathmore, Drumheller, Coronation, 90 kilometer per hour gusts possible tonight through tomorrow. And there is a weather statement in place for areas to the south of Medicine Hat because 80 kilometer per hour gusts there tonight, tomorrow. And then we have some severe weather that's tracking through the far southeast corner into Saskatchewan. And there you go. There's that cell. So this is a very decent cell. This is packing some medium-sized hail as well. And as you can see, lots of lightning. Huge downpour with this, picking up to 20 millimeters of rain in a very short amount of time. But again, that's tracking towards the far southeast corner and into Saskatchewan. For Calgary specifically, we're looking at rainfall tonight that will be heavy in those overnight hours. So I'm going to advance this. This is a look at 1:30 in the morning. You can see these little pockets here. Heavy rain certainly possible, maybe even a non-severe thunderstorm around that midnight hour and heavier towards Lethbridge. Then this shifts off. So we should have this clear out, the rain anyway, clear out of Calgary 7:30 tomorrow morning. We'll be left with cloud cover for much of the morning and that will start to clear out in the afternoon. So we will see some sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon and we'll pick up our rainfall in the city in these overnight hours. Then the next system starts to kick off on Friday, late Friday, when we're looking at in the afternoon thunderstorm activity. When we look at rainfall amounts just for this first system that we're dealing with tonight, while this shows 0 for Calgary, anywhere from 3 to 5 millimeters certainly possible in Calgary, but the biggest amount of rain is near the Medicine Hat area tonight and tomorrow, over 30 millimeters of rain possible there. All right, 18 for us tomorrow in the city, gusts 70 kilometers per hour. The rain clearing out by 7:30 in the morning and then the sun peeking through in the afternoon. Here's your long weekend. Friday, late Friday, 2 to 4 millimeters of rain. Then on Saturday, 10 millimeters of rain. Saturday night, as we drop towards that freezing mark, rain mixed in with wet snow is likely. That will carry until about 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. And we will remain cool for Sunday as well, but back into the teens for Monday.
Thanks, Danielle. The Alberta government is setting money aside to hire 1,400 teachers for the next school year. The additional $200 million was announced in the budget earlier this year and follows a review of classroom sizes across the province. It will be used to hire teachers in kindergarten to grade 9. In Calgary schools, more than 500 teachers will be hired.
As we know, school enrollment continues to surge across the province, and with larger numbers of students, classroom teaching is becoming more challenging. The addition of over 1,400 new teachers in schools where class sizes contribute to existing complexity will make a real difference for children in kindergarten to grade 9.
The province says the new hires will reduce the provincial classroom size average from 25 to 22. As people retire from the construction trades, they create opportunities for others. And maybe in a few years, these youngsters will be in the skilled trades. Still to come, the event that gave them just a taste of the industry. The spike in the price of oil is fueling higher inflation in the U.S. Joining me is Liana Wachniak, investment advisor with the Popowich-Karmali Advisory Group. And Liana, U.S. producers see inflation rise thanks to those higher oil prices.
That's right, and not just a little bit that economists were expecting. We actually saw the price jump 1.4% month over month for the month of April. That brings the total PPI, or producer price index, to 6% year over year. That's a fairly large increase, and the likes of which we haven't seen since about 2022, when we had the last major inflationary spike. So those costs clearly haven't been passed on to consumers fully yet. We saw that with the US CPI numbers yesterday, but producers do need to decide how they're going to deal with those rising costs, and one of those options could be adding to their prices once again.
Meantime, more Canadians are filing for insolvency.
That's right. And in fact, about 37,000 Canadians filed for insolvency or started insolvency proceedings during the first quarter of 2026. That is as many as we have seen since the global financial crisis in 2009. That's about 8.5% higher than we saw last year. So that kind of gives you an idea of the acceleration there of Canadians who are struggling to pay down their debt, or who are living paycheck to paycheck and struggling financially. Now, insolvency does cover a range of things, and most of those items that they are filing for are consumer proposals, which is not the same as bankruptcy. It does allow you to keep some of your assets, but helps fix the payments and stop additional interest from accruing. If you are in a position where you're looking at for some help with that, there are licensed insolvency trustees for that, but it's not particularly a great reading for the health of Canadians and the Canadian financial situation.
Liana, thanks for the update.
Thank you.
56% of Albertans believe the provincial economy is getting worse, but it's not all bad. 43% describe their own financial situation as good. This is based on the Business Council of Alberta's Spring Economic Snapshot. It also shows Alberta's economy is expected to grow by 2.7% this year. Alberta's unemployment rate sits at 7%, up slightly from 6.5%, but in line with the national average. And youth unemployment remains elevated at just over 14%, with job losses concentrated in retail over the last few years. Students at St. Thomas More School got the chance to explore the trades today. These kids are trying their hand at 10 different trades, including carpentry, plumbing, electrical trades, and design. The event is put on by the Calgary Construction Association and the Calgary Catholic School District. The construction industry is expecting a wave of retirements over the next decade and hopes some of these kids might choose to go into these fields. The kids seem pretty excited to give it a try.
They're actually really cool than I thought they were going to be. I learned so much about them, and it was really fun to go through and ask questions. It's actually a really cool thing. I really like the electrician and the land construction, because I thought those were really cool, because I just really loved them.
Organizers say getting kids interested early can change the course of their lives. An Alberta judge has quashed the Separatist petition. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. The judge ruled today that the provincial government failed in its duty to consult with First Nations first. The judge also said the petition should never have been issued. Alberta's premier is calling that decision anti-democratic. Coming up at 6, we'll have more details about the ruling plus reaction. Also ahead, you'll hear what Calgary's police chief is saying about that co-op parking lot shooting Monday night, where an innocent bystander was struck by a bullet. We'll see you at 6. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. We are looking at a rather wet, long weekend ahead. Right now, though, in Calgary, it's mostly cloudy and 23 degrees. Fairly pleasant night. Danielle has the details coming up. Okay, you were saying you'd like to confine the rain to the work week, but it won't necessarily work out that way.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I mean, wouldn't that be lovely, though?
Sure.
If we could get it all over with now, because we need it. And then long weekend is just this miraculous, beautiful, warm. No. 23 degrees, current temperature. Also, the daytime high, 16 is the norm. So we're well above normal today. Conditions were mainly cloudy and it was certainly windy. It will be even windier in the city tomorrow, gusts up to 70 kilometers per hour. Mainly cloudy skies, and the rain that will happen tonight will carry into about 7:30 tomorrow morning, and then things will start to clear out. The next system rolls in later on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. Yes, some rainfall, but Saturday night through Sunday morning, even the chance of that mixed precipitation.
Thank you, Danielle. The Prep Society Literacy Program for Children with Down Syndrome is celebrating 15 years, and it's all thanks to donations from a philanthropic group that calls themselves the Big-Hearted Mavericks.
Miss Smith told the class that
the program started with 6 students and a few $1,000s donated. Today, the Mavericks have provided a total of more than $500,000 for the program that has over 60 learners. The key to the literacy program here is instructors work with individual students and they focus on the students' interests. That means if they enjoy Disney movies or basketball, the teacher will use materials related to those to help the student read.
In classroom settings, they're not getting that one-on-one support as much as they get here. One-on-one allows us to be personalised with the students and really feed into their interests, and that really engages them and helps them to learn to read.
The program has students from kindergarten up to adulthood. The oldest student is 35. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.